Hello and welcome. I am the Soul Enchantress. So, are you struggling to pay off debt? And today's message is about revealing the fastest way for you to pay off your debt. And as always, the reasons and the revelations will be skewed towards the invisible and energetic components that make up your financial debt. So even though your financial debt is a physicalized amount of money that you owe, and again, as with all my messages, they are multidimensional. You may need to listen multiple times in order to access the many layers of wisdom. And also, the concepts and the principles that I speak about, the energetic concepts and principles, they apply whether your debt is $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, or millions of dollars. The numbers are the things that change, but the actual truth in the energetic wisdom remains the same no matter what level of debt you've got. So there are many types of debt, and I'm not going to go into that now. I speak about this inside my Sacred Wisdom Library, and over the years I have spoken about this. So, and there's obviously, certain debt that is if you want for a better word, you can call it a good debt, and others which are pretty toxic. And I'm going to touch on a couple of things. So some of the ones that fall into this toxic pile usually are credit card debts, because the interest rates are so huge, and many people rack up huge debts that they cannot pay back on credit cards and live in a perpetual debt cycle. So you're always trying to catch up on the interest from the payments before, and just literally topping it up and paying your card and then using your card. You know what I'm speaking about if this applies to you. Also, there are other types of debt, which are the debt that you borrow from the intermediary lenders, where they have high interest rates. Okay, so whatever the debt is, if the debt that you have doesn't feel good to you, then that is your body's way of letting you know, your soul's wisdom, of the fact that this debt that you have, whatever form it might take, and however many dollars or pounds or yen or rupees or whatever the currency it's in, whatever that number is and the form the debt takes, that if it doesn't feel right, and you have a sense of tightening in your body, in your chest, and maybe you have a heap of other symptoms like headaches or whatever it is, all of that is actually your body letting you know, your soul's wisdom, that that debt is actually not right and you need to get rid of it. Okay? All right. So also, one other thing, if you are drawn to this message about paying off debt, and I never speak about the word debt, and I don't actually use the word pay off debt ever since I understood how to pay off debt, and I overcame the large credit card debts that I had and became financially free. In doing that process, whenever I release a message about debt, I use titles like this, because if you are in debt, you are drawn to titles like that, because that is also one of the reasons that you are in this energetic spiral of having debt. Okay, so debt is not bad per se, but it's just what debt you have that is crippling you. Okay, so for one person, a certain type of debt may be great, and for another person, that same type of debt is actually detrimental to their financial growth, to their business's evolution, to their life. Okay, so, and can debt cause disease? Yes, because you could be storing those toxic energies in your body instead of releasing it in the form of stress and worry, and which usually goes with it. Okay, so now one of the things that I actually want to touch on is, if you're struggling to pay off debt, most people struggle to pay off debt because what you don't realize, and what they don't realize, is that it's an inside job, and most people are looking for solutions on the outside. Now, yes, you need to have a budget and pay certain amounts off and whatever, but that is a traditional way of doing it, and you do need to obviously pay something off. However, the way that you pay off your debt and how much you put away and what you do and the process you do, that is uniquely yours. However, even if you pay off the debt by looking for the outside solutions and doing the strategies and the hacks and the tips and the tricks of the trade, if your energetic makeup is not healed properly, then you will accumulate either the same debt or something similar or more. Does that make sense? Okay. So the second point, I also want to give you a few telltale signs, energetic telltale signs, that your debt may not be a good debt, or that your debt is toxic to you. Okay, this is not the type of debt, it's just, or the amount of debt, it is just that you having this whatever particular debt or debts is toxic to you. And one of those things is, you'll find that you may even be storing weight, as I call it. So if you're struggling to lose weight and you're in debt, that is like a toxic loop. They're feeding off each other. I told you, keep an open mind. My wisdom is completely unique and channeled, and I simply open my mouth, and whatever is meant to come out, it actually comes out. It may not be what other people are saying, and I know for a fact it's definitely not what other people say, but it works for all those who have used it, and for myself. So I've helped many clients over the years to overcome the burden of debt in all sorts of denominations, whether it's thousands and tens and thousands, or whether it is in the millions of dollars. Okay, so one of the things is, if you're battling with weight, and then you weren't before you actually had the debt, that could be an energetic telltale sign. The other thing obviously is that you have the money debt, and then the way that you are looking at money and your relationship with money is now all getting soiled and toxic. You will also find that in relationships, whether it is in your love relationships or your family relationships, your friend relationships, your colleagues, your business partners, whatever they may be, you may have this feeling that you owe them. You owe people, not necessarily those who owe the debt to, but it's more that you feel that, I have to do this favor because I feel like I owe them. Okay, that feeling of owing, that is telling you that it's seeped, your debt's toxicity has seeped into your relationships. Or you may be people pleasing. Okay, people pleasing, I have come to notice, also is one of the qualities if you are battling with and challenged by a toxic debt. Okay, so I hope that this has kind of opened your eyes, and the energetics of paying off your debt is a journey, and once you actually start to heal those energetic wounds, and you slowly actually overcome and pay off your debt, you will also find that any debt you take in the future, you won't go into that same spiral if you maintain your energetic landscape. And also that you will look at money, and you will clean up your relationship with money as well. So this is a message for those who are serious about being financially free. and experiencing financial bliss. And if you truly, truly, truly want to experience financial bliss and be financially free, then I invite you to please go to my website, soulenchantress.com, and message me, and let's have a discussion about the fastest way for you to overcome your struggle and battle with paying off your debt. I am the Soul Enchantress, and I wish you a joyous day.